Hello. Thank you for following, Marlo. Also, apparently, for some reason... Oh, I'm like, why is my bot? Why is my bot welcoming my bot? Ah, because your name has the word hello in it. And that triggers the welcome. That is hilarious. Anytime it sees hello, it does a welcome. I did not think that trigger through, clearly. I'm having, it's like my bot that, like, says what's coming up does not actually get the title of the stream well, so it always thinks I'm going to be doing Animal Crossing. However, it is Arcadia Fallen time. At least for a little bit today. Alright. Let's get everything set up. And try to remember where were we? Also, why do we have new extras? We have banter. Weird. I don't actually know what this is.
So, Anne, I take it you're from the Mage Academy.
That would be correct. And you are a wild mage, an unauthorized practitioner of magic.
Saying it like that makes it sound a lot more exciting than it is.
Don't you ever get tired? Being on the run, having to live your life in secret? It sounds exhausting.
Well, good luck. Good luck putting stuff away. I saw you were, you're moving and hopefully gonna be living in a better place. I'm gonna pretend that Coke is like hydration. But yeah, excellent. That is exciting, because like when you live in a terrible situation, like
what
it
can
makes
I say? I just really don't like
worse.
doing homework.
Oh, Michael, you're such a dork. Such a dork, Michael. Okay, but I guess that's what banter is. All right, so where were we? Ivy Woods. Okay, I think that's where we saved.
About that.
Since we're taking a break, I've been wondering, Elizabeth, about this locket. How did it come to be here in your shop? Let's not be an idiot here.
I have some questions.
I've been wondering about that myself. It obviously isn't a normal alchemy table.
I see.
Always so perceptive. Hi, Rano. I know you're streaming a Zero Dawn tonight. I have an 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. meeting because I'm writing software for a convention. So I might have to watch your recorded video. I actually don't know if you post recorded videos, but I really hope you do, because I really want to know what happens next. But also I have to go run this meeting. But I'm going to try to play this for a little bit until it's time to do that. Ooh, and it looks like we're going to get a little bit of an explanation from our mentor here. Apparently not about her sordid affair with the chief, like, mage of the empire, but, you know, maybe that too. Alright, Elizabeth, I guess I owe you an explanation. You are correct. Our old alchemy table wasn't just any table. It was always a spirit locket, one which I had altered to resemble a normal table so I could hide it here within our shop. Alright, what are my options here? Be suspicious, shocked and joking. I think let's go with shocked.
Really?
Wait, so you knew it would do that?
I'm curious.
Elizabeth, I had kept the table hidden. I had no idea it would react to you like that. This locket is special. Yeah, we got in trouble, and the demon hunter called her boss, which is like a knight sorcerer type woman in the Empire. And then our mentor, the humble alchemist, was like, person I haven't talked to in ages. And that conversation went like it would if clearly they traveled together and had a sordid romance. And we have not gotten details since, but they clearly had a thing going for a while. Alright, Elizabeth, this locket is special. In fact, the locket you now hold was mine to use when I once worked as an alchemist under the Paragon of Eridas. Mime, you used to work for the Empire?
Yes.
Elizabeth, many years ago, yes. I come from a long line of alchemists and, like you, was a promising talent. So when the Empire was in dire need of people with our skills, I volunteered. I worked for many years together with the Knights of Eridas.
I wonder.
Mime, oh, could it be? Was that how you met Alethea? Elizabeth, that's right. She and I were once assigned to the same mission, and, well, the rest is history. What kind of mission? Why haven't you told me? Why are you here now? Let's go with what kind of mission?
I wonder.
What kind of mission needs both an alchemist and a knight? Elizabeth, that's probably a story for another time. The work was not nearly as glamorous as the Empire would make it out to be. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to stay, so I left, taking the locket with me. I haven't seen Alethea since. Let's be sad.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. That must have been a hard choice to make.
I see.
Elizabeth, life sometimes takes us places we can't control. I do not regret my decision, no matter how tough it might have been to let go of that life. Of Alethea.
I'm curious.
This last encounter was the first time I had seen her in years. There is no reason to rip up in old wounds, so I have been keeping it a secret. But now I think we're all tired. We can talk more about this some other time. Elizabeth looks a bit shaken as she gets up to leave. Mime, poor Elizabeth. It sounds like she's been through a lot. I wonder if she still loves her. Alethea, I mean. Let's be diplomatic.
Well,
It doesn't matter anyway, does it? The past is the past. We cannot change that.
Okay.
Mime, I guess you're right. Still, I feel bad for her. Anyway, that's enough of this. We should get back to work. Okay, so what are we doing exactly? Wait, nope, go back. Wait, I probably didn't want to actually do that.
Back already?
Returning to sate your curiosity? Yeah, like there's
See
nothing
you
to
around.
actually do here.
All right.
Okay, fine. That was not what I wanted to click. Do I want to go back to the woods? I might. The forest is quiet, save for the sound of the companions following you. Victoria does not look pleased to be out here again. Let's hurry up and get those samples so we can get back. Let's be cheerful. I'll be quick. Thank you for doing this. I'm sure it will be helpful later. Victoria huffs, but doesn't object. You pick up the samples you need for Quinn and leave. Okay, good. Now let's go deliver them to Quinn.
Welcome back.
Oh, you're back already. What can I do for you?
We did it.
We went out to the forest and gathered your samples. Can you use them to figure out what happened to that forest?
Wonderful.
This is amazing. I should be furious you went out there, though. At least you didn't go alone. It's just, I can't help but feel something bad is about to happen. It's like a slow storm rolling in. I cannot stop it. I will get straight to work. I'll let you know as soon as I've learned anything new.
I'll be off then.
That's all for now. See you later, Quinn. That
Take
was
care.
not ominous or anything. Yikes. Alright, well, let's talk to Victoria, because I don't think we did that. The streets outside the shop are as busy as usual, but people take a wide berth around the alchemy shop when they pass by. Whether it's the rumors of the fire or Victoria's imposing figure scaring them off, it's anyone's guess. Let's be cheerful.
So,
You know you are allowed inside. You don't have to stay out here while we take a rest. What about a cup of tea or something? Victoria seems genuinely surprised by your offer, and her posture softens a little.
I see.
That is a very kind offer, thank you. However, for now I would prefer to stay out here and observe. I will have time to rest once the mission is over. Was there anything you wanted?
about that.
When the demon attacked in the shop, you cut it down like it was nothing. Where did you learn to fight like that?
Look,
Victoria, that's a rather obvious question, isn't it? I'm a knight. Sometimes knights have to fight, so I learned. It's that simple.
I have some questions.
Knights don't usually fight demons, though. In fact, I believe only demon hunters and mages have that skill. So how did you do it? Victoria, you are free to believe whatever you want. I am confident in my ability to slay both demon and human. That is all you need to know. You're not gonna tell me where your power comes from, are you?
no.
You catch on quick.
About that.
That woman, Alethea, just who is she to you?
What is it?
Victoria, she's my commander, one of the greatest the Empire has ever had. I get my orders from her and carry them out. That's that.
I'll be off then.
Yeah, well, she's a potential, like, romance interest sort of thing.
I am not getting paid enough for this.
Alright, I think... Did we already talk to Elizabeth? Is there more to talk to Elizabeth?
Welcome back.
Did you need something? I have more questions.
I see.
Apparently I
I'll
don't
be off then.
actually have more questions.
Be careful out.
I guess let's actually end the day. The sun is setting over the town of Anemone Valley, and you and your strange group of companions have returned to the alchemy shop. As everyone gets settled, you and Elizabeth stand together, observing the strange group.
Well, child, when I originally sent you out to bring back ingredients, this is not what I had in mind.
Mage, you keep your hands to yourself. I won't have you cooking up some vile magic using the remains of this shop.
I was simply trying to be a helpful guest, picking up some of the debris. But if you don't trust my abilities, perhaps Anne would be so kind as to use some of her tinker magic to fix this.
I specialize in magic-infused items, Michael. I can't just repair any chair or table I come across.
So you have specialized mages for fixing a table.
Well, of course not. The mages specializing in furniture do both chairs and tables. Don't be absurd.
And you wonder why I don't get magic from the Mage Academy.
Elizabeth
It
sighs.
seems every time I send you outside on an errand, you return with more and more eccentric characters. I fear I should put you on house arrest.
At least we're making a difference. That's better than sitting around doing nothing.
Your optimism never fails to amuse me, child. Perhaps if there were more people like you in the world, it wouldn't be in such a state. I understand why you brought these people here, and I respect Victoria's judgment. I just worry all of this activity will draw unwanted attention to us.
There's a sudden knock on the door, as if hearing her talk about unwanted activity, and the conversation dies.
This is strange. Who could that be at this hour?
Ooh, I'm betting it's that asshole guy. Elizabeth walks over to answer the door, and she has barely turned the handle when it bursts open. Yep, it's asshole guy. The imposing figure of Goldner forces his way in, sneering at the group that awaits him inside.
Good evening, Madam Alchemist. I hope you don't mind a bit of a surprise visit.
Two more men step into the shop, their figures imposing as they push past the mine owner and into the shop. Elizabeth keeps her cool, but you notice her knuckles turning white as she clutches her cane.
Messer Goldner. What an unexpected surprise. What brings you here at this late hour?
There's a crash as one of the men roughly pushes the remains of a bookshelf aside in order to make his way out to the kitchen. Goldner grins smugly.
Merely the concerns of a good neighbor. You see, the lads and I have been quite distraught about these strange occurrences. First the forest, and then this strange fire. And now it has come to our attention that an outlander is sneaking around somewhere in town. We were merely concerned and wanted to check in on you, to make sure he hasn't been hiding out somewhere in the remains of your shop.
There's a crash out the back. The sound of something shattering.
Sir, you already got what you came for. Would you please leave now?
I remember you. You were down at the flower shop as well. Magic filth plotting together, are you? No wonder we citizens have to take matters into our own hands.
Look, Messer, the person you're looking for is obviously not here. Why don't you and your friends go and look for him somewhere else?
The man lets out a cruel laugh.
And now you're even telling me what to do. You have some gall, child. Pests like you should learn to keep your mouth shut.
That is quite enough.
Elizabeth steps in and her eyes are burning. You've seen your teacher mad before, but this is on a completely different level. Like a carefully contained inferno.
Messer Goldner, I am a patient woman, but I will not tolerate you insulting my apprentice. I believe now is the time for you and your companions to leave.
The man looks slightly taken aback by the sudden change in the old woman, and he even flinches a little from the burning fire in her eyes. But then he catches himself, like a rooster puffing up its feathers.
This is... Don't you dare speak like this to me. You do not want to make an enemy of me, madame.
I believe that any chance of a civil relationship ended a while ago, Messer. Now, if you would be so kind, get out of my shop.
The man looks furious, eyes flickering between you and your teacher. You stand beside Elizabeth, giving her your full support.
You heard the lady. Time for you to leave, Miss Eyre.
The guys from the back return and take in the scene. Looking a bit unsettled by the angry alchemists, they immediately join Goldner on either side, standing tall and intimidating. Goldner smirks smugly.
You really have some nerve talking to me like that. Be grateful we have other matters to attend to tonight. But this is not the end of this.
Yeah, that's a valid quote there, Rana. He leaves, his goons following right along behind him. There's a collective sigh of relief in the room when the door slams shut. Elizabeth lets out a low chuckle and slumps against her cane, looking awfully pale.
Are you okay?
Come here, let's sit down. Elizabeth chuckles as you carefully guide her over to the chair so she can sit down for a moment. No need to fret, child. I'm fine. Just a bit more excitement than I'm used to, that's all. It is my own fault, though, for not wanting to admit sooner that this was the obvious outcome. That man has been on our case for years now, always looking for a chance to get in and wreak havoc in our hard-won peace.
That seems odd.
Mime, just who were they looking for anyway? What did they mean by Outlander? Victoria. There are a people of mountain dwellers living beyond the borders of the Alathian Empire. They're a reclusive society that rarely interacts with any of their neighboring states. The fact that one of them shows up here at this time, it's highly suspicious.
A stranger far away from home, caught in a local conflict due to their race. How very predictable.
Very suspicious. We should go find this person and get some answers.
You do realize.
What, you want to go outside? Don't you think it's best if we stay out of this? We're already in way too much trouble for my liking. Come on now, Anne, my dear, where's your hero's spirit? Some poor fellow is out there in the city being chased by an angry mob. Don't you want to lend a hand? Anne just glares at him dully, then sighs. I guess we could go take a look.
Okay.
Victoria, I agree that catching this person first seems to be in our interest, but he could have gone anywhere in town by now. Michael, Outlanders are magical beings though, right? So shouldn't a hunter like you be able to track him down?
About that.
Mime, we should at least give it a try, right? He might have important information that could help us. Victoria, I loathe to admit it, but I agree with you, Mime.
We don't have a lot of time, but paragons help you if any of you try something funny.
Fun? In your presence? Perish the thought.
You head out onto the streets and begin your search. Victoria takes the lead, hand firmly planted on the hilt of her sword, and eyes hard and focused. The streets are quiet at this late hour, and you notice nothing suspicious on your way to the market square.
So, Victoria, you can sense magic as well?
Mime, I guess that explains how you found me out in the forest back then. Actually, hunters can't sense magic. It is the swords they carry that guide them towards chaotic magic. They are holy weapons, forged by rituals following the teachings of Izith, the paragon and founder of the Mage Academy. Victoria. I guess I shouldn't be surprised you would know about these practices, Anne.
Hunters did save my life by bringing me to the academy, so I've made it a point to be well informed.
Saved your life, huh? Also, Michael, would you stop that? I'm trying to concentrate.
You turn to Michael, who is smirking innocently, a little purple flame dancing in his palm.
Sorry. I was just curious as to how effective the holy weapon of yours was.
Honestly, all I see is a piece of dragon bone strapped to the hilt of your sword.
Really?
Dragon bone? It's quite the rare material. The dragons have been gone for centuries, after all. But it's quite popular in the use of weapon making, since it provides the wielder with a bit of an edge, so to say, over magical opponents.
Don't be absurd. Dragons? Really? That sounds like a fairy tale. Victoria, don't you agree?
But Victoria doesn't answer, her head snapping to the side at the same time as Mime's ears perk up in attention. Guys, I'm sensing another sudden burst of spirit energy. In that instant, a familiar kid comes shooting around the corner, wide-eyed and out of breath.
Alchemist! I'm so glad I found... I was going to the alchemy shop, but Ronan, my brother, I saw him.
Okay. Slow down there, Kim. Take a deep breath. Kim tries to comply, taking a deep breath in. And now you release it. He wheezes, letting it out, blue in the face.
Well?
My brother? He was with a group of people and they were all dragging this tall guy with them. I followed them out of town. It looked like they went into the mines. Oh my god, okay, so the totally evil demon type person that his brother has been working for has to be the asshole guy. That is my guess right now. Okay. Let's be happy.
Awesome.
Well done, Kim. We'll go investigate at once.
Really?
Kim, I'm coming along too. I want to help. Let's be diplomatic.
Actually...
honestly, Kim, where we're going, you will just be in the way. I need you to stay behind so we can focus on solving this mess, okay?
I understand. Fine. I'll stay back. But please take care, okay?
Kim leaves, and you follow his directions to the mines. Nothing good will happen. You arrive and head inside, the faint glow of the crystals the only thing lighting your way. Once you go in further, you notice someone standing guard. You're pretty sure you've seen him around town buying flowers from Quinn's shop, but now his expression is empty, eyes unfocused, like he isn't entirely there. That's not suspicious or anything. Ugh.
Yep. That one's definitely influenced by a spirit.
This is bad. If he sees us, then he'll alert whoever is in there. Victoria, there's no obvious way to sneak up on him either. And don't you know some alchemy remedy that might help us out? Maybe something that will knock him out for a bit. Mine, that's not a bad idea. Though you should probably be careful not to hurt him. You say that, but witnesses are such a hassle. Ooh, do I get to play with my locket? I do. Alright, so I need, probably not eternal sleep, just a sleeping drought. Gonna need one of those and then two of those. Okay. Oops. You craft the potion and take a moment to weigh the vial in your hands before you throw it into the cave. The glass shatters and a thin white mist spreads. The guard looks around startled, making a move to run, and then immediately slumps forward, collapsing on the floor.
Well, isn't this neat?
That was effective. Mine. Alchemy can be kind of scary.
Okay,
Let's keep moving.
time to go.
Victoria, I agree. We want ourselves the element of surprise. Let's put it to good use. You wander deeper into the mines. The passage ends in an open cave. Hiding behind a pile of big rocks, someone is standing in the center. Whoa. A man is on his knees in the cold cave floor, and before them stands Ronan in his frightening demon form.
You have to excuse my lack of manners, but I am growing impatient. Me and my brethren here have been waiting quite a while for this moment, and your stubborn hero charade is honestly starting to piss me off. So I will ask you for the last time, how do we break the seal?
The man on the ground is unlike anyone you have ever seen before. His skin is a colorless gray, hair white as snow, but along his exposed arm run glowing blue markings like crystal ore, and when he looks up to glare at the demon, his eyes are alight with the same gemstone glow.
You are fooling yourself if you think I'd ever bargain with a demon. Your end will come soon enough, and you will return to your prison once more.
Ronan lets out a low cackle.
And you believe that you will be the one to do that? The valiant hero swooping in to save the day? How well is that working out for you?
My failure is my shame to bear. I cannot change that. But I refuse to add any more regrets to my name. I will tell you nothing.
Oh, and it's good that there are other ways for me to gain your cooperation.
With a wave of his hand, a demon appears at his side, tall and lanky, with soulless eyes staring down at the Outlander almost hungrily. The Outlander looks mildly queasy, but hides it well behind a sneer.
So you intend to have this one possess me? You don't have the courage to do so yourself?
I usually prefer to be more hands-on. However, this body I'm inhabiting still has its uses, so I can't give it up quite yet. Do not fear, though. My brother here is quite capable of the task.
The demon moves in and the Outlander tries to shift away, but there's nowhere to go. You observe the cave carefully, feeling a spark of nerves settle in your stomach. So this was what you agreed to back when you made the deal with Alethea. These demons are not kidding around. You know from first-hand experience, yet something has to be done. Okay, my answer will impact the story going forward. Confidence, I'm ready for this, I accept the path I've chosen and I will emerge victorious, or doubts. I'm afraid I've taken on too much, but I'll push through my fears to do what is right. Let's be confident. You step into the room boldly.
Enough of this, Ronan. This ends here. I won't allow you to hurt any more people.
Ronan's red eyes turn to you and his head tilts curiously to the side with a wicked grin.
Well, if it isn't the little Alk, I could have sworn I'd left you dead in a ditch not too long ago. How interesting. Well, that gives me a welcome opportunity to thank you. If it hadn't been for your timely arrival back in that alley, I would never have succeeded in possessing this foolish human properly. But, alas, you are not useful to me now. So it's time for you to die. For real this time.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I agree. After all, it would be a hassle if my guinea pig was to die before I even got to start my research.
You and Mime do what you have to do. We'll make sure you're not interrupted.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's seal a demon.
Pathetic.
It seems I have underestimated you, alchemist. Trust me when I say that will not happen again. The man disappears into the shadows. You turn to the stranger on the ground, who watches you curiously. Alright, we can be concerned, joking, or determined. Let's be concerned. You rush over to the man on the ground and begin to work of untying his bindings. Are you okay? He didn't hurt you, did he? You ask concerned and freeze when he looks up at you, those glowing eyes piercing right through your soul.
Thank you.
I'm fine, thank you. Your help is most appreciated. Okay, no romance. Couldn't do nothing. Happy to help. Be happy he didn't stab you. Okay.
I can't believe this.
We had to do something. That guy was getting way out of control. He looks past you to where the others are standing, and he bows his head deeply.
I am most grateful to all of you. That was quite a dangerous situation I found myself in.
Yeah, you really got yourself in a fine mess there. Just who are you, and how did you end up captured by such fine people?
My name is Caden. And as for how I came to be here, I was trying to help stop these demons leaking out of their prison. However, my efforts seem to have done nothing more than make the situation worse.
So you had something to do with the demons escaping into town?
Victoria's hand is already reaching towards her sword, and Michael tuts.
How about we let the man talk before you draw that thing?
That's new.
You said you were trying to stop the demons from escaping some prison? Does that mean the spirits were locked away somewhere nearby? Caden, that is correct. This underground cavern hosts one of the few known demon prisons within the borders of the Alathian Empire. Their underground crystal ore seems to have been used to form a protective seal, not unlike how the Goddess of Mercy won the final battle of the dragons by casting a spell. Let's be diplomatic.
What?
What are you talking about? Goddess of Mercy? This isn't making any sense to me. Could you please explain?
I don't understand.
You don't know? How is that possible? Maybe the Dags use other terms? These are all legends of the old religion. I'm afraid, my tall friend, that you will have to fill us in, as these stories are not commonly told among people in this land anymore.
How curious. I suppose I can give it a try. Though I am no bard.
A great many centuries ago, before there were humans or outlanders, the Elder Ones who inhabited the continent were at war with the ancient dragons. The war ended when one of the 7 gods, the Goddess of Mercy, cast a spell that sealed away the spirits of the dragons for good. The world was finally at peace, and she and her brethren disappeared. This legend inspired many powerful mages in the centuries to come. They strived to create similar spells to get rid of unfavorable spirits, and these ancient spells relied on the crystals that occur naturally beneath this continent to fuel their seal. My people hold records over many such spirit prisons spread out across the continent, one of which resides under this valley. When we became aware that humans were now mining this resource, we suspected what might have unfavorable consequences. Victoria. It weakened the seal. Caden. Exactly.
I came here to mend the damage that had been done. Though, looking back now, I probably should have gone about this differently. I had brought with me an artifact for the task, and was in the midst of performing the ritual to mend the rift, when one of the miners interrupted me. I'm actually not too sure what happened after. The ritual failed, and I woke up in that man, Goldner's estate. I learned that he was the one in charge of the mining activity, and tried to explain the situation to him. However, he proved to be quite difficult.
So Goldner's the one who's to blame for the demons? Why am I not surprised?
That blasted idiot refused to listen to reason.
Sounds like
Kept
him.
me locked up for days. And when I finally made a lucky escape, he and his goons chased me all across town, and I lost them. But then ran straight into those demon-possessed humans, and, well, you know the rest.
Looks like you've had a real stellar introduction to the outside world.
How shocking.
This is all so much new information, my head's spinning. Dragon spirits? The mines? What are we going to do about all this?
We have to do something about this seal. Making sure no more demons escape should be our first priority.
Do you think we should ask Alithia for help? I mean, I know you're an awesome knight, Victoria, but would it make more sense to have, I don't know, more people here?
I am afraid it's not that simple. While I do think Caden's story is worth looking into, the people in charge of the Knights aren't easily going to dispatch people and possibly cause panic. Not when the only witness is a foreigner.
Well, what do you know, Victoria? I didn't think I'd see the day a knight would admit the system was corrupt. Honesty suits you.
Oh, get lost, Michael. I never said the Empire was perfect, but unlike you, I prefer to make positive changes while keeping order, instead of simply burning the whole thing down.
You say that as if the world weren't already on fire.
Is no one going to address the fact that all of this is based on, what? A legend? Dragons and spells of some forgotten goddess? None of this is based on factual information.
The records kept by my people are not lacking. If you want proof, then I am sure we can cross-reference it with any of this town's records.
That's going to be difficult.
I don't follow.
Back before our dear Academy mage was born, the Empire decided keeping records was too troublesome. It's much easier to appear competent after all, when all proof of your past mistakes disappears. So all such documents were destroyed. Whatever records they might have had in this town, they are gone. Together with the people who wrote them.
So the people would willingly destroy their own history? That's madness.
Welcome to human society.
I understand your concern, Anne, and I agree. However, his story does seem to match up with what we've seen so far, and right now, he's the only lead we've got. So let's hear him out for now, okay?
Suit yourself, I guess.
With Anne appeased for the moment, Victoria turns to the Outlander, questions in her eyes.
You mentioned some kind of spell that could stop this?
I brought an artifact with me that has the power needed to mend tears in seals like these. If I'd succeeded in stabilizing it, then things could have gone back to the way they were. As long as no one went and broke it again.
Did you say powerful artifact?
Anne, please calm yourself. He'll scare the man.
The artifact is one of my people's most valuable treasures. However...
Well, what are you waiting for? Hand it over so I can take a look.
Goldner took it, didn't he?
He did. I have no idea where he might have taken it.
Great. Now what?
We have to get that artifact back and finish the ritual.
You know, we can't just waltz into the man's home and steal something. As a noble, no doubt he has all sorts of security to protect himself.
You're right. We should just kill this Goldner guy and stop the mining. That would be the easy solution.
How in the world is that a better solution?
No one will have to die if we work smart. And trust me, you wouldn't survive the aftermath of such a scandal.
Spoil sport.
We'll find a way to get the artifact back from Goldner, but we're going in with the proper plan. There's still much about this whole situation that's too unclear.
Well, if information is what we're after, Caden, you've got to go through as much of this ritual as you can with me. I also need some detailed descriptions of this artifact we're looking for.
Okay, I'll go. There's no need to pull on me like that.
Guess we're going back to the shop? I wonder what Elizabeth is going to say to all of this.
Really only one way to find out, isn't there?
Guess that's true. Such a strange group on such a strange quest.
That's us.
I wonder what will become of us all.
You leave the mines and return to the shop for the night. Ooh, Chapter 2, Broken Legacy. I should save. Let's save over here. You dream that night. A dream of a sparrow and raven sitting side by side, an owl dead beneath their branch. The woods are dark, the trees eerie still, and from their depths steps a man wearing a deer skull as a mask. This is only the beginning. You awake with a start, breathing heavily as the mists of the nightmare fade from your vision. Mime is still fast asleep, or is she? Do spirits even sleep? You're not sure, but she doesn't stir even as you rise from your bed, the covers feeling damp and suffocating. You step outside your room to breathe. Your little quest comes to a halt, however, when you spot another resident awake at this late hour. Victoria slips out of the front door of the shop, and you stand for a moment weighing your options before you decide to follow. Staying as quiet as possible, you follow Victoria out into the alleyway behind the shop.
Victoria. I am ready to hear your report.
You listen as Victoria relays the day's activities to her commander.
This is where we stand. I believe our next course of action should be to file for a warrant of the Goldner estate, to retrieve the sword and...
That would hardly be a swift solution, would it, Victoria? To file such a request and get it approved might take weeks. And let's not forget, we'd need to disclose the reason why this magical artifact would have been entrusted to you, instead of simply being destroyed.
But the protocol...
Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where alternative measures must be taken. If what this outlander says is true, and the situation can be resolved by completing this ritual, then that is now your highest priority.
With all due respect, Commander, this magic, we know nothing about it. It's as chaotic as it comes. If the Paragon knew about this...
I have already informed him of the situation, and he agrees with my assessment.
What?
The Paragon agrees. The sacrifice is worth it to keep the peace. Things are not as stable in the capital as they appear to be. An incident like this could cause a lot of unnecessary stress. I won't get into political details. Just know that this is by far the better option.
Politics.
Do you understand your orders?
I do.
Very well. I will be awaiting your report of a successful mission then.
The image disappears and you can no longer see Victoria's expression in the dark. You step out from your hiding spot and approach Victoria, who lets out a sigh. And just how long have you been standing there? Long enough to understand that this crisis is all some political game for your boss. Victoria, that's not... Oh, who am I kidding? Victoria lets out a heavy sigh. It seems there's no other way than to go through with this break-in. Damn it. That is not how I wanted this to go.
Actually...
We have limited options. This seems to be the best we've got. Victoria, I won't disagree, but this is not how things should work.
I do not want to be the judge of who or what deserves punishment. People's opinions are flawed. I am flawed. The system ensures that I don't make a mistake.
Ooh.
About that...
Well, the system isn't perfect either. If we all agreed that murder was okay, then that would be a law, but it wouldn't be right. I think being able to assess your own morals and stand up to the people in power when you think they're wrong is a true form of courage. Victoria is silent for the longest time, mulling over your words.
No.
Victoria, I don't agree with you. How can a society work without any rules? Why should my morals be more valid than someone else's? Victoria sighs. Why are we even discussing this? No matter. Go back to bed. I have work to do. How can I possibly sleep, knowing you are out here all by your lonesome when I could instead be at your side? Victoria cracks her knuckles.
I am not getting paid enough for this.
If you're having trouble sleeping, I'm sure you can find a solution for that. Right. I'll go to bed. Victoria, clever choice. Sigh. As you get up to face a new day, the sound of the valley waking up is strikingly normal. But things are not what they used to be. Your mind no longer lingers on mundane issues like your upcoming graduation or the flower festival. Instead, it dances around these strange new companions you have gathered and the quest ahead of all of you. Mime, too, seems to be in a more serious mood. She's sitting by the broken window, staring out into the street with a faraway look in her eyes.
Are you okay?
Hey there, Mime. Are you feeling all right? Oh, good morning. I'm fine. Just zoned out for a moment there.
About that.
This really went and took a turn on us, didn't it? An ancient spirit prison, huh? This is all so much bigger than I'd thought. I think because you turned out okay, it didn't really occur to me just how many people would get hurt by this. How many are going to end up like that kid, Kim, losing someone they care about to madness?
I wonder.
You tackled the incident with Ronan yesterday so confidently. You didn't seem to doubt, even for a second, that we would be able to handle the situation. Meanwhile, all I could think about was how I could get away.
This is it.
We can beat this. We have an awesome team behind us, and I have you. I'm sure we'll end up victorious.
Are you sure?
Mime, I hope you're right. Really do. Anyway, that's not really important right now. We should meet up with the others. It doesn't take long before your group of companions have gathered in a small shop. Some more awake than others. Victoria is sitting in the corner sipping on a coffee, looking a bit haggard, like she didn't sleep at all.
Are you okay, Victoria? You look a bit...
What our dear spirit friend is trying to say is, you look like you have been coughed up by a cat.
Victoria's eye twitches.
I'm fine. I was up all of last night investigating this Goldner's mansion. I'm afraid Anne's guess was correct. The place is heavily guarded, and I sensed magic somewhere inside as well.
Traps? Or something else? That man is quite a hypocrite, isn't he? Hating magic, but then turning around and using it to protect himself.
I agree. However, that doesn't make the situation any less difficult.
What about you, our tall friend? Anything useful to add about how you escaped that place?
As an agent of my people, you can imagine that I'm not entirely without skill myself. Going back in, however, if it wasn't due to the gravity of our situation, I would never consider it.
It's a great risk, but we have no choice. We need that artifact now. Failure is not an option, which means I'm going to need your assistance. All of you.
Wait, what?
I need your help.
There's a moment of stunned silence as the words sink in.
I've got to admit, I did not expect that. Did the knight herself really just ask for our help?
Does this mean you actually think of us as a team? Oh, this is so exciting!
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still think the lot of you are dangerous individuals who must be watched. However...
We're happy to help. Just tell us what we need to do.
We need a way in. We need to deal with any guards and traps we encounter. And we need to locate the artifact.
I'm sure someone working for Goldner would know where he'd store an artifact like that. I've seen his guards hang around the tavern at night. A bit of friendly eavesdropping might be enlightening. As for any magical items we might come across, I'm sure our resident Tinker Mage will be quite capable of handling that.
Wait, what?
You wanted to know more about this Outlander artifact as well, did you not?
Well, yes, but...
If that's settled, perhaps we can use alchemy to get inside. It worked quite well down in the tunnels, and Elizabeth might have some ideas if we go ask her.
That's actually not a bad plan, Mime.
Really? That's great. Ooh, this is so exciting. It's starting to sound like we're going on some grand adventure together. Do we need a team name? Legendary heroes always have a team name. Something cool like the Valiant Victors, or maybe the Demon Detectives.
Demon Detectives, huh? That's, quite the name.
It's pretty cool, right?
No.
It certainly...
I'm not sure I'm following this weird topsider tradition.
If we're a team, can I then veto this? I veto this.
You guys are no fun.
But tell me, Anne, what was life like at the Academy?
Why do you ask? I thought you were confident the Academy was a horrible mage prison.
Yes. But that doesn't mean I know how you felt growing up there. I thought your perspective would be valuable to consider.
That's rather pragmatic of you. Very well, I'll bite. The Academy is a wonderful place. A safe haven for mages to study and research without fear of the ignorant masses who wish us harm. Everything's in perfect balance, just like Izith intended. Does that answer your question?
It certainly confirms that they brainwashed the lot of you. That's for sure.
That's it. I'm done talking to you.
Okay. Let's start by going to the flower shop. See if Quinn discovered anything. Quinn's flower shop is warm and pleasant. The scent of fresh flowers indicates that a new shipment might have arrived. You are, however, not the only one in the shop. You recognize the guard from yesterday, talking with Quinn at the counter.
Here you go. These flowers will be sure to make your fiancé smile.
I'm glad.
I know they will. It's been a while since I've brought her any, after all. Thank you, honestly. Listen, I'm not good at this, but I realized last night that I'd let some baseless rumors get to me, and I want to apologize. What? Oh dear, no, there's no need for that.
You see...
But there is, though. I might not have said it to your face, but I've thought some pretty horrible things, and I don't know what came over me. There's no excuse. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be off. Time to present these to Louise. Have a nice day. The man walks past you, giving you a pleasant smile before he leaves. It didn't look like he recognized you at all.
About that.
Mime, it's probably because we defeated Ronan yesterday. By weakening the host demon, he probably lost his influence over that guy and he returned to normal, just like all of those people during the fire.
I'm glad.
Yay, we did great. We're a great team. We really did, didn't we? Wow, it's so strange to see the result of our hard work. Let's keep being great.
Welcome back.
How is your mission going?
About that...
So that guy who just left.
Yes, quite sweet, wasn't he? I haven't had anyone come and apologize to my face like that before. Oh, how refreshing. Maybe there's hope for me in this village yet.
You're so kind, Quinn. I'm glad to see it worked out.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. I'm quite happy with how it turned out as well. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was kinda hurt. He'd been one of my most loyal customers after all. But if he made an effort to better himself and even came here to offer his apologies, well, then I want to support that. The world has enough hate in it already, and I've always found it exhausting to hold a grudge. I don't think I could ever be that forgiving.
Actually.
Quinn, and that's okay as well. He was the one in the wrong, and he isn't owed forgiveness simply because he apologized. That's just how I choose to do things.
Tell me about...
Did you learn anything from the samples I brought you? Ah, yes. I should have known you would ask about that. The answer is both a yes and a no. I am confident after communing with the soil that it was no fire. The branches told me no disease had killed them either. It is quite strange, as if the very life of them was drawn out in an instant. They felt no pain nor fear. One moment they were living, and the next they were not.
I'll do it.
We have to find out what happened. I'm sure it's connected to the demons and everything else going on.
Ah, so that's how it is.
Quinn, it does seem to be connected. Such powerful magic doesn't just show up out of nowhere and uninvited after all. It is definitely not anything that would ever be approved at the Academy. But this is all I can say for now. I hope it proves helpful.
I'll be off then.
That's all I need for now. I'll see you later, Quinn.
Take care.
You're always welcome. Take care.
So, you really are a hunter, huh?
Former hunter. But yes. What about it?
What was it like? Did you save a lot of people? What is the biggest demon you've ever fought?
You are oddly excited about this.
Why wouldn't I be? Hunters are the keepers of balance in this world. The sword that shields us from untamed magic and demons.
You shouldn't put such faith in fairy tales, Anne.
Hey, wait! What did she mean by that?
You search for Anne, takes you to Quinn's shop, and the florist gives you a friendly smile as you enter.
Hey there, you two. Welcome back.
Anne mentioned you would be dropping by. She's in the back. Just be careful with your step in there, okay?
Alright.
That sounds kinda ominous. Did something happen? Are you okay? Oh, nothing. I'm sure Anne's got it all under control. I tend to get a bit nervous around tinker magic, though. Too many sparks and moving parts. Anyway, you should go take a look for yourself.
Let's go!
Curiosity and dread settle in your stomach as you make it out to the back and enter what was a storeroom, now transformed into a makeshift workshop. Weird bits and pieces of tools and gadgets are scattered around everywhere, and a huge stack of books is towering ominously in the corner. In the middle of it all, scribbling away, sits Anne, not looking up from her notes even as you enter.
Ah, you two. Glad you could make it.
That's great.
Good to see you've settled in. It feels very you. Thank you. I had to do some rearranging to fit in my workstation, but Quinn has been very helpful. I'm confident I can do my research unhindered in this place. So now. She closes her notes with a snap and hops over to you, eyes glinting with anticipation.
Let me have a look at that locket.
Remember to be careful with it. This thing already has a few demons sealed away in it. Anne takes the locket and is already on her way to her little work area, looking it over with a magnifying glass. Mine. She can't hear us anymore. Anne brings out some different tools and begins poking and prodding away at the locket. She's so deeply focused, she doesn't seem to register you at all. This looks like it might take a while. Should we sit down? You find an empty space somewhere on the floor and sit down to wait. Mime makes a game out of stacking books for a while before she dozes off against the pile, leaving you to watch Anne in silence. Her face is scrunched up cutely in thought, and you notice she taps her foot lightly when she writes, but stops when she falls even deeper into thought. When she tinkers with the locket, her hands move swiftly and efficiently. It's almost uncanny just how precisely she moves. Maybe that's what tinker magic looks like.
I'm a genius.
After what must have been almost an hour of silence, the mage finally puts down her tools, stretching her arms above her head with a grin.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Huh?
What? We got what? Mime awakes with a start, blushing as she rubs the sleep from her eyes.
That's great.
What exactly have you got?
So,
This is indeed a spirit locket similar to ones used in the past. No one uses them anymore since they run on the energy of spirits, which is taboo.
oh,
Also, there kinda aren't a lot of us left. The demons you have collected aren't as much sealed away as they're simply absorbed into the locket's power source. This means every demon you collect has in fact added to the total power of the locket. Quite fascinating.
So,
That wasn't what I expected, but I suppose if they are kept sealed away from people, that's still the better solution.
oh.
I mean, yeah, keeping them away from hurting people is important. It still feels a bit wrong, though, doesn't it? Using them as some sort of power source.
Actually,
Anne, as far as I can see, you haven't actually tapped into the locket's potential yet. You've been using a completely different power source. She looks to Mime, who blinks, pointing to herself.
Huh?
What? Oh, yes, me. I suppose I have been the one helping you since we've always felt this glowy connection when we seal one of those bad guys away.
Fascinating.
You've been using your magic to help her all this time, yet you do not feel yourself weakening.
No way.
I feel completely fine. Anne taps her chin with her pen before noting down a few more things in her book.
So,
Spirit alchemy is already a known school of the arcane, so I will not learn anything new poking my nose down that trail. The fact that you have to rely on another scarce power source that will deplete over time isn't fixing anything, just creating a new dependency. No, the interesting aspect of this still remains you, Mime.
Whoa.
Me?
actually...
My theory is that since you two are soul-bound and not connected through the locket, the energy you channel from Mime isn't draining her. Of course, if you were to do something very challenging, I'm sure you both would be able to feel the strain, but you would recover, just like a mage recovers after having used their powers.
This is
In short,
amazing.
your connection has given Anna the same magical potential a mage possesses.
Oh no.
This is so bad. We don't need even more things Alethea can use against us.
Yikes!
We really have to find a way for us two to get unbound again.
You do realize.
Well, I wouldn't recommend that now, since we still need you two to be connected to seal away the demons we're undoubtedly gonna come across. Spirit magic, soul binding, creating mages. These all scream taboo, but I must admit, finding a way to equip non-mages with magical potential would really change how we all think about magic.
If magical items didn't need a power source, but people themselves could just power them on their own. Such a discovery, even if not put into practice, would be quite an achievement. Enough to grant me my title for sure.
Well, in theory, I could see this being a solution. There's no way someone isn't going to abuse this. I just provide the research that says it's possible. What humanity decides to do with this knowledge is not my problem. You can't just dismiss your responsibility like that. Sounds to me like you're just making excuses because you don't want to admit anything bad might come out of this. Is your professor title worth that much to you?
I can't believe this.
You have no idea what that title means to me. You don't know me, what I've been through to get this far. If I don't claim this discovery, someone else will eventually, so I'm not going to hold myself back just because the rest of humanity is a bunch of morons. She hands you back your locket. That's all I wanted to research for today. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll be calling upon you again when I need to learn more. I think that's our cue to go. You and Mime leave. On your way out, you notice Anne returning to her little mountain of books, massaging her arms with a pained expression. Well, let's go to the... Nope, let's save and quit, because it's 10 to 8, and I have to lead a meeting. Now, what's new in the alchemy book? Oh, yes, because we learned sleep and eternal sleep. Save. Alright, folks. It is time for me to go. Thank you for hanging out. You have been quite awesome. And I will see you again. Let's see, it's Tuesday. I'm out. You know, I think I'm streaming late Thursday night and late Friday night. And then, of course, quite a lot on Saturday. But this week is a little bit crazy pants, so not a lot of streams. But again, thank you for hanging out. I know that later today... Oh, God. Stop it. Loud song is loud. Later today, Rano is going to be streaming, so definitely go hang out and watch him. And I will hopefully chat with all of you later.